Hi, my name is Ken Brott and I'm with DRB Systems. Today I'm sitting in what we call our Commons area. I'd like to talk a little bit about speed, volume, and efficiency at the car wash. So as I was thinking about having this conversation today, I was thinking about how humankind probably has been pursuing speed and efficiency since the invention of the wheel. Hope whoever came up with that did well for themselves. But it's kind of a constant drumbeat in humankind's evolution, isn't it? Well, within our walls, we've seen up close what speed and efficiency can mean for a car wash, and we wanted to just spend a few moments to share it with you. I want to go back a few years. I'm thinking it was maybe 15 years ago that I found myself in a situation where we had some downtime in a hotel in a kind of off the beaten path with a very good car wash owner. This fella had started his business in I think the 50s, and he had built up a nice chain of car washes, very successful. He was so kind as to share with me his philosophy of car washing. But I remember that his theme was, in his mind, car washing at his operations started with the cornerstone of speed. He felt like speed then begat volume, which then allowed him to create efficiency, which allowed him to have a very modest price. And that whole thing kind of had a nice loop effect that it would feed on itself. Well, what do we mean about speed, and how do we think speed increases volume? Here's a couple of examples. Speed often increases customer repeat visits. They know that they're going to get a fast, efficient service at the business, and that encourages them to want to come back. Speed allows for shorter lines. We all know about this, and we've seen it at car washes. Lines can kill people driving on the lot. Just a quick story in our lives. My wife and I were out for dinner at a very popular restaurant. We didn't even get to the front door because we saw a line coming out the door. We just kept right on moving, walked another block, and found a different restaurant. We didn't even give that business the opportunity to tell us how long the wait was going to be, because as soon as we saw the line, we knew that wasn't for us. Humans don't care for lines. At the car wash, certainly, the more we can eliminate lines, the more we're going to encourage people in this impulse business to drive onto the lot and wash the cars. A good car washer loves to try and take the lines from occurring, say, at a 400 car day, and maybe figure out how to make those lines only occur on an 800 car day. Speed creates consumer habits. Once I get in the habit of coming to the car wash, the habit just has this nice flow that it grows on itself, which kind of leads to the next point, which what this operator kept referring to with me was he'd talk about the flywheel effect. He just liked the idea that he'd get this flywheel of speed and volume at the car wash that would help him through tougher times, whether the economy was bad or the weather was bad. People were in that habit of knowing they could come in quickly and get a good car wash. So we've talked about speed a little bit. How do we increase speed? Well, naturally, we here at DRB Systems are biased on this, so put that out right away. We have what we call our Mighty Troika that we think can really help speed at a car wash. The Mighty Troika is the combination of our Express Pay terminal, our RFID product called FastPass, and then our monthly pass product that we call ARM, or the Automatic Recharge Module. Those three added together really allow a neat experience for the consumer, as the consumer can zing onto the lot, in a lot of cases not even roll down their window, drive up to the gate, wait for the gate to rise, and drive on through. Cuts out a lot of time at the site. That, from our purview, is a very neat way to increase the speed of service at your car wash. Outside of our area, we would talk about things that we've seen, which is where operators have reduced prepping, maybe even gotten rid of it in some cases, or reduced the amount of time that it takes to process the car at the end of the tunnel, depending on what the car wash operator is doing. Well, outside our industry, I thought I'd bring up two, I think, pretty interesting examples of how speed makes a difference. Let's take McDonald's. Probably all of us know, because we've seen it in our local area, McDonald's has made a big commitment to adding a second pay lane or order lane at their locations. I think about 60% of the overall McDonald's are supposed to have this second order lane. In a lot of cases, they're adding a third lane. Well, we happen to be friendly with the local local McDonald's owner, and he told us that adding that second order lane significantly increased the volume at the site. Makes sense. It's why they would go after doing that. Well, I have fun, and I asked him this. Well, where do those customers come from? Are we saying people are eating more often, or are they coming from some other business? Naturally, the answer came back probably a little of both, but either way, we liked the increase in volume that occurs by just adding that second order window and reducing lines. The other example I wanted to reference was a new kind of citrus called a cutie. You were probably wondering why I got this stack of citrus sitting beside me, and I keep referring to it as citrus because it's apparently a type of a tangerine. The cutie is an interesting story. It came out in 2004. It actually started years before that, but it hit the market in 2004. Last year they sold, I think, 75 million crates of these guys. Well, about 2 years ago, the Brott family, at least, identified Cuties as the only way to go for their citrus needs. It's going to sound really crazy, but once I ate a Cutie, I thought no more oranges. Cuties have this wonderful property that they're extremely fast to peel. If anybody out there has had one, they know what I'm talking about. Whereas an orange, we all know, kind of takes a lot of time to peel. A lot of time in relative terms. You know, we are in the 21st century here. But the Cutie is such an advantage because you can whiz through it and quickly get to the citrus inside. It's also seedless. There was a recent Wall Street Journal article on the Cutie, and they were talking about all these orange growers who are converting their groves into Cuties because the consumer is demanding this speedier type of fruit. Well, I thought that was pretty interesting and maybe a little far off, but maybe not so far off from car washing. Well, thanks for hearing us out here. Please feel free to make any comments or concerns or ideas or thoughts below. There's an opportunity to do that. And again, thank you very much for your time today.